Alright, good afternoon everyone. We're going to be playing our weekly Curse of Strahd campaign today with my friends and family. But yeah, my internet seems to be having some issues today, but we'll make do the best we can. But yeah, I hope you guys all join us today for D&D. Yeah, we'll be getting started in roughly 10 minutes. I have to slap around my players, get them moving. But yeah, we'll be getting ready just in a little bit here. So we'll see you soon.
Hey, Brandon.
Hello. What is up?
Hey. I'm so into Grim Dawn right now. Ah! Terrible. I'm so into it. I'm so into this new character I made. Shaman, soldier. Like, I had one created, but I did it wrong,
Oh,
and I
okay.
couldn't respec it, so I just restarted it.
Yeah.
So I got my first 10 levels in the Crucible for Devotion, and then I switched over to the main campaign.
Yeah.
I've been playing on veteran mode the entire main campaign. Like, I am just getting to Homestead, and things are just barely being able to hurt me.
Oh, yeah, no, that Sentinel that I started the other night
Yeah.
is level 30 now. Most of
Yeah,
that from
this
Crucible.
one's 38. I haven't done anything fancy with this one,
What,
other
what,
than
what's your DPS?
15,000.
Yeah, my Sentinel's at almost, like 8,200 with one spell.
Yeah, no, I'm just using one spell.
Yeah.
That's it.
But
I just have one ability.
it's really hard because I have to look for very specific gear to keep my DPS up high. Because it's a acid poison build.
Oh.
So
I want to try one of those on a Nightblade.
yeah, basically the build consists around Eye of Drag, and that's all I cast. So, but yeah, I was having a lot of fun with that. But now I'm in this chapter 2, and everything just like on veteran
Melts?
difficulty. Veteran difficulty they melt me. Like I can kill stuff really fast, but if they hit me, I die because I have no HPs and no armor.
I need to put some new components on my armor. I don't have enough Aether resistance.
Oh, I have like all HP and energy components on, and both my offhand and my main hand have Mark of Drag, which give me like a 50% boost to my acid and poison damage.
Yeah, the guide I'm following legitimately says if you're taking too much damage, you don't have enough resistances.
Yeah. Well, it's mostly when they physically hit me. But yeah.
Well, yeah, that's there's a thing that you can get for that. It's called
Defensive ability.
armor absorption.
Yeah. Well, I have squishy caster gear, so my armor doesn't have very high absorption anyway. So, yeah.
Art of Perdition. I'm finding lots of tank gear I can't use because I'm a shaman and I need shaman gear, not tank gear.
Yeah, that's all I find really too. You never find what you need for the class you're playing. I did.
Well, I mean, I could wear tank gear, but it does me no good because I'm wearing the shaman set that boosts the ability I'm using to like stupid levels.
So I did start finding yesterday when I was streaming with my warlord before Kyer had an accident. I was
Like
streaming.
physical accident?
Yeah, like a physical accident. He had to go to the emergency room, and I haven't heard anything.
No.
I haven't heard anything from his mom, so she's very mad at me. Because somehow it was my fault, but whatever. But yeah, no. I was streaming. I was finding mythical gear. Like you know, there's the regular gear, empowered gear, and then mythical gear.
Yeah.
And
my build actually says do not use the mythical version of one of the items that I need because it gives me lower DPS.
Oh jeez.
Do not use the mythical version of this thing
Yeah.
because your DPS will be lower.
But yeah. No, I'm pretty sure Kyra's fine. I'm waiting to hear back from her.
Alright, well, I did all this walking, and it was terrible, because now this walking has put me in an area that I actually have to walk out of, because I didn't bother to hop over and get the homestead fucking portal. Oy. Oof. That's a big oof. Alright, not everybody's here yet, right? They're all sitting up in the other channel.
Well, it's just Alexa was resetting her Wi-Fi, which I don't know how long that's gonna take, and then
5 minutes.
And then
give or take.
Lexley is AFK, I'm guessing.
Speak of the devil?
Hi.
Hi. Oh.
She's not a devil. It's a Wiccan.
Well, coincidence. Everybody's here.
Yep.
We just
Okay.
had to say
It's
their
a real
names.
coincidence that we've all come this time.
Oh no. That's bad.
Crazy random happenstance.
Terrible.
We spoke their names. Of course they came.
You invoked them.
I don't think I'm proficient in evocation.
Alright.
Well, you're not the one that spoke their names, are ya? I'm pretty sure the DM spoke the names.
Unfortunately. No, I'm kidding.
Yes. Spoken.
Alright. So. We should get started, huh?
We should.
No, we should wait an hour.
How about no? How about we not wait an hour? My brain already feels like it's on fire. Alright.
Well. That sounds like an issue.
Yeah. I have a really...
There's a movie called Brain on Fire. Your brain's not on fire. I promise you.
It feels as such. But,
I wanna say to you.
alright. So, last time, the party...
Dragon Ball Z. Sorry, go ahead.
The party, had their internal drama struggle that ended up with no violence within the party due to a timely casting of Zone of Truth. They then proceeded northwards on the road, encountering a pristinely maintained windmill that, as they entered, found dilapidated on the inside. They also encountered a large
Alexa.
Technical
a
difficulties.
large humanoid, bugbear of origin, sitting in a cage, who they came to find out his name was Bruno, and he is now traveling with the party after they escaped from a coven of ladies who were running the mill. During their escape, they made it into the forest, and they proceeded to have a short but precise conversation, which then led to them taking a long rest within all but Bruno, because of Zella's compatriots, her her entourage. Bruno had to sleep outside the dome, but everyone else got a long rest within Alarin's, Liamon's tiny hut dome. During the wee hours of the morning, prior to quote-unquote sunrise, the party was invaded, I guess, by what they came to find out was a bride of Strahd, and they then proceeded to combat and defeat, at least lay low their opponent. Defeat is kind of a relative term.
How is defeat relative? I don't understand.
It's
Yeah,
a,
defeat is the
Don't
relative
worry,
of
right?
lose.
Don't worry about it.
Defeat is relative. You heard the man.
well, if you know anything about vampires,
I do.
My character does not.
but as players, I'm sure everyone knows if you defeat a vampire, i.e., drop them to 0 hit points, they don't necessarily die.
Well, I'm happy somebody's mentioned something to me because as a player, I've never heard this.
Yeah. You
You
have to
need
be
a wood stake.
you have to be very, very specific with vampires in D&D.
Mm-hmm.
You can't just
I
can't
am so
They
glad I
have-
have Monster Hunter gear.
They have a lot of sneaky bullshit.
yeah, they don't you have to like it's not like you know every other monster out there that you fight when you drop it to 0 hit points it doesn't just outright die. So, but that's all player knowledge now, not character knowledge. But yes, but yeah, so that's
I have the hermit background. I know about vampires. No.
well, I think one of the party members does know about vampires and would know
Hmm.
from personal experience.
I
Okay,
wonder
it's not my
who that
fault.
is.
Me.
But yeah, so basically we're gonna pick up right where we left off with the party surrounding the unconscious body of a male vampire, name unknown. Just the relative knowledge that it is a bride of Strahd and that it is now, as far as you can tell, back to dead. So what are you guys doing?
Darts would like to pull out his wooden stake, which is actually something I do have
Yes.
as a blood hunter.
Honestly, surprisingly, my kit came with a wooden stake too.
Yep.
Yeah.
Didn't really think. I thought that thing was like a tent stake. And now that you guys are mentioning this and the specificness of this, it makes a lot of sense as a player that I have a stake. But as a character, I thought it was a tent stake.
It probably actually is a tent stake, unless you have a very specific kit.
Let me see.
I mean, a
what
wooden
kit I
stake is a
have.
wooden stake, right?
Yeah. It doesn't have to be like from an ancient white oak that you thought was burned to the ground.
Okay, Michelson.
Wait a minute. Are you referencing?
Ancient
Are you
white
referencing
oak
the
struck
Vampire
by
Diaries?
lightning, blessed in
I'm-
the
Vampire
I've-
Diaries, the
No.
originals, and Legacy.
No, I'm referencing the originals.
Oh,
But-
well, I mean,
Yeah.
It's the same
the
world.
originals.
It's
The
same.
originals came after Vampire Diaries.
Yeah,
I'm
I
gonna
know.
say,
Yes.
Yes.
and they mentioned it in Vampire Diaries. That's
Yeah.
why I'm saying.
Okay.
Okay
Well,
then.
back to playing D&D.
Alright, fine, whatever. Alright.
Well, we all have our references.
Yeah.
So
I
what
mean,
are you doing with your wooden stake?
I'm gonna stab it right through the chest
Or,
of this bride of Strahd.
okay. Give me a medicine check.
Can Alarin ask why we're desecrating the corpse?
You can after.
Well, he's
You
gonna
can
ask
ask-
right now.
you
Seeing
can
you
ask
ripping
her.
on a steak.
So I got a natural 20, so 22.
Oh my god, I'm gonna burn your dice.
You can burn my dice. I'll just get new
I'm
ones.
gonna go curse them.
Oh, don't curse my dice, please.
All right,
Thank
you
What about
Dart-
the Ouija board?
darts. You see darts. Take this wooden stake and just shove it straight into the chest of this this undead creature, and it implants it directly through the heart with ease. So Alarin's asking.
So what's going on?
Undead creatures like this tend to come back after their defeat. So, a
Would
specific way of killing a
you
vampire is a stake
come
through the
back?
chest. I'm actually unsure. I've never really fallen in battle, other than, the original.
Okay then.
But to answer your question out of character, yes.
Oh! Wait, well, which one? The darts coming back one?
Yeah.
Oh, okay then.
Dark wouldn't know this.
Well, I know, but to
That's-
answer the
that's
question
why
out of to answer the question out of character, if so, for reference, if said thing would have happened last session, where you all killed darts, and if you didn't put a stake through Darts' heart, darts would have come back. So
Like,
darts
why'd
would
you kill me?
darts would have still been in the game, but it would have been a lot
Just
more
a little more
complicated.
angry.
Just a little more angry and, be like, why'd you kill me? I'm trying to do good.
There probably would have been some sanity
What?
rolls and everything from the coming back from the dead, but yeah, that's a little behind the screen for
Alright.
everyone.
Alright.
Yeah.
Alarin's gonna tactfully ask, is there not a more simple way to, prevent them from returning? Couldn't you just, drop their skull off or something?
No, they'd regenerate it.
A whole head?
Actually, like if the head was put back next to the body, potentially it could regenerate. But so the ways to kill a vampire in D&D. So everyone has
Ripping
this.
out their heart and cutting off their heads. No, just kidding.
If you rip out their
The chest is a lot easier than cutting off a head. I'm just gonna say it.
well, nah, some of you are pretty strong, but Bruno could
if somebody
probably just
takes-
like literally rip the head off with the greatest of ease.
And then eat it?
No.
Oh.
Season it a little bit.
Savage. My God. It's like I've never seen a bugbear before.
But for reference, stake through the heart. But
Head,
So-
head
so-
comes off. burn.
head comes off. The body will regenerate if you burn it. Like you can't burn it.
Well,
It won't
to
burn.
ash. It
It-
won't burn?
It won't burn.
Even if the heart is staked and the head is off, it won't burn?
Nope.
Oh, son of a bitch.
Put in the direct sunlight. So if you hit a vampire while they're in mist form and hit them with direct sunlight, it will kill them instantly.
Ooh. Of course, Alarin knows none of this.
The most
Zella
effective
would know none of this.
the most effective way to permanently disable a vampire.
I like
Is-
that. It's disable, not kill. Disable.
Well, so technically, for all intents and purposes, you can't kill a vampire without sunlight directly on their
Because
mist
they're
form.
already dead. No.
But the best way to permanently disable a vampire, because a wooden stake through the heart will not do it. Someone can remove the stake.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
was wondering. Oh my god.
But so you stake them, and then you put them in running water.
Yeah. So that's
a
what I was
waterfall.
gonna ask next.
The nearest waterfall to you guys is about a day's travel south.
Oh,
Is there like a river?
Could we not just? Oh no, I suppose Barovia is covered in a mist, so sunlight doesn't do jack shit.
Yeah.
Unless someone has the daylight spell.
I have to get 3rd level spells, and then we're good.
Well, I mean,
Yeah. You guys are like roughly a day and a half's travel from the nearest river or waterfall.
Yeah.
So how much of this knowledge does Darts actually have? Like,
Darts knows about the staking the vampires.
okay. Nothing else.
I mean, I could do a history check.
I think that's about all you would know is that you have to stake them. You're not like I would say that in general, you're probably more likely to not have the like. You would know that they avoid running water, but you wouldn't know why. But besides that, like you've probably had trouble with it yourself, like trying to wade through a river.
Yeah, exactly.
So
Also, the reason I was gonna say I could probably do like a history or a arcana check is because of my background of being a blood hunter. I get advantage against Fey Fiend Undead.
yeah,
So, and I'm proficient with them.
Well, that's not gonna fucking happen for a while.
I mean, if we need
So-
running water, I could always just spit on him.
But it has to be constantly running.
Lex
better than
just
a
sent me the
lot.
fucking spell that we would need for this.
create water,
No,
Sun-
no, no.
So,
6 level sunbeam.
sunbeam, tsunami would work.
Daylight.
Daylight would
As
weaken-
long as it's in mist
Yeah.
form.
It would daylight would weaken them, but it wouldn't like it has to take radiant damage during its mist form for it to be effective, and daylight doesn't do any actual.
I can do radiant damage.
Yeah, that's the whole way you were even able to kill the vampires because two of you were doing radiant damage to it.
So it couldn't regenerate.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So, is Vera still covered in, like,
She's pretty gooey.
whatever?
Yeah.
Vera's gonna go and clean herself off.
Does she got
Oh,
like
it does
Aileron's
take
gonna
you to start
Aileron's
digging a
gonna
hole.
volunteer prestidigitation services.
a?
Andra's gonna help dig this hole.
Okay.
We're digging a hole. Second hole we've done again, Barovia.
We
So, yeah.
really do not want this stake being unlodged from it, so when we bury it, let's bury it well.
So you guys are gonna
Zoa's
spend a
not
couple
helping.
hours digging a hole.
What if I chop off its arms and put it in a chest?
Has my dome quit out, Brandon?
Yeah, your dome's
Are
gone.
we just counting my dome as quitting
Yeah.
out at this point? Right.
Your dome's done. At this point. You did all get a long rest, except for the fact that as your long rest ended, you also got attacked.
Yeah.
The point is, we
yeah,
got
plus my long rest, you know, doesn't really do crap when you're at half health.
Permanently.
Permanently for 24 hours, you said?
Nope, till your next long rest.
So basically 24 hours.
No, no, that's not a guarantee.
I have a bubble, but it doesn't mean that I'm gonna be able to put the bubble up. The bubble has a full 1 minute casting time, which if I get interrupted anywhere in there, it means that I have to reset the casting time.
Yeah.
You can also cast it ritually.
Yeah. If you
Yeah,
if you
but
don't have a spell
It just
slot.
takes longer.
Yeah. But alright. So you guys are digging a hole?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
How deep?
Yes.
I want to say
determining
because
how long
Dark
you
is-
want us to dig for.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Nice.
I
I think Darts and Enra are gonna have to determine that because they said they were digging.
well, I'd like to do like at least an 8-foot deep. Yeah, I'm not even joking. Vampires are bad.
I'm not 8 foot tall.
Okay.
We got some rope. We can get you out of there.
Like that's an all day ordeal.
I would say it would probably be like
I
2 or 3 hours.
Soil. Alright, we're digging.
so
So I don't want to do the regular 6 because they're gonna guess that, and if they try and dig up the hole, they're gonna be like, "Wait, where is he?" So why would they go the extra 2 feet? You know?
wait. Yeah. So you guys spend like about 2.5 hours digging a 8-foot deep hole. Um, I'm assuming you just kind of drop the body in, or do you lower it?
I want to put it in face down,
Okay.
so the stake is towards the ground.
Okay. Makes sense. All right.
And have the stake shove all the way through the body.
Yep.
That is absolutely fine. I don't care. This thing needs to die.
Yeah, so after a total of, because then refilling the hole, after a total of 3 hours, so it's probably about, you would guess it's early AM, somewhere around like,
I want to take some branches and cover where we dug the hole.
kind of like mess it up, make
Camouflage
it,
where the
yeah, make
dirt.
it look like it's,
Yeah, obscure it a bit.
okay.
Also, is there any like grass seeds, like seedlings sprouting anywhere nearby? I can just cover the hole with. Yeah.
You could probably, if you did it like, why don't Enra or why don't Enra and Darts give me, one of you give me a stealth check and the other give me a deception check.
I'll do deception.
Okay.
I wondered if it would be
And it does, so the stealth
checks.
doesn't take
Wow.
into account your disadvantage for armor. Like it's more of like a hide kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
You're trying to hide the area that you're working with. Like cover up your footprints and that kind of stuff, so it doesn't look as.
Yeah. 22 for deception.
Okay.
13.
Okay. So I'll give you guys a pass. You kind of step back, after taking the time to kind of like cover up your footprints and make the ground look even and nice and neat. Takes you like an extra hour to do all of this. But
So
yeah,
we have spent 4 hours digging a hole, filling a hole, and disguising a hole.
yes.
So basically,
Nice.
y'all can have a short rest if you need it.
Well, we just got done with the long rest, so I'd...
Well,
But-
I mean, you guys got hurt, didn't you?
Just Vera or just Zella, who can't
I
recover
mean, I got
anything.
hurt. But...
Yeah. Well.
yeah,
Yeah, Zella took the brunt of everything, but
I am until further notice at 28 HP, regardless.
Nobody else can discern that. I don't even know that you
I-
can discern that.
I feel sick.
yeah, she feels weakened.
I have a cold.
Yeah, but is Zella gonna mention that to
No.
anybody?
No.
No, she's just gonna look irritated. More so irritated.
More irritated. Alright,
Yes.
well...
So during the time when Darts and Enra are doing this, is anybody taking the time to look at the items that you picked up from the body? The 2 scimitars and the armor.
Sure, Aaron will do it. He wants to see if there's
Are you-
anything he can add to his story of his time in Barovia.
Okay. Are you trained in Arcana?
No. I have half proficiency.
Oh yeah.
Can
Then
Zella peek?
Yeah.
Peek at stuff.
why don't you both give me Arcana checks?
Aaron got a 15.
Nat 2026.
Whoa!
Zello, with your background of magic, and Aaron with your general study and like attunement to magic, you get a sense, Aaron, that there is some kind of magic about these, with the fact that they do not look aged, they don't look damaged, they look in pristine condition. But Zella, you can easily make out the magical auras that surround these 3 items. You don't quite know what they do, but you know that they have some magical property to them.
What's a scimitar classified as? Like, equipment-wise?
It's
I
a
don't know.
martial sword.
It's not a finesse weapon or anything like that.
Yes.
No.
No,
Oh, it is.
scimitars are finesse.
They
Are they?
Yeah, if I remember correctly. I'm pretty
I
sure.
didn't think they were.
I mean, I
They
can
are
manage
only-
equipment and luck.
Let me, here, I got it right here. It's finesse light.
Finesse light, yeah.
Yep. 1d6 slashing
Wow.
damage.
I years of playing D&D and I never used a scimitar. Fair enough.
Okay, I've used scimitars, but I
Can-
forgot about it.
Can Alarin make out any knowledge of, like, a general understanding of what the scimitars do, or not at all?
If Alarin wanted to spend 1 hour per weapon, or 1 hour with the weapon, he could attempt to fully discern what the weapon does. So it'd be 1 hour per item.
Or I could identify them later.
Yeah, or you could take the time to identify.
Well, I
them.
mean, they're digging a hole and filling a hole and hiding a hole, and it's taking 4 hours.
Mhm.
So during this time, I could easily spend the time
'Kay.
discerning what these two weapons do, and I think Alarin would do that, just because they look like something that would be.
What about the armor? I
Likes
thought the armor
magic?
had an aura as well.
Zella likes magic and Chinese.
Okay.
So-
Well, does Zella want to assist Alarin in
Hmm.
rudimentarily? So I guess, does anybody have the identify spell?
Mm-hmm.
I
Nope.
think so.
The person in the hole.
Yeah, the person digging the hole. Well, since you got time, Alarin, I would say if you can convince Zella to assist you, because you can tell that she uses a lot of magic, I would say you guys could basically identify the items, spending the time with them during the 4 hours that they're digging and replacing this hole.
So here's the thing. She would help.
Give me a sec. Give me a sec. I want.
Okay,
I want to throw a role pick conversation into this. I need like a second to think of it.
Bruno, okay, Bruno, what are you doing while all these people are doing other things?
I'm kind of watching the attempts of digging a hole correctly, knowing the exact way to dig a hole,
Oh, okay.
because I live in a burrow, and I dig my own holes with my hands. So I'm just watching this person try to use a shovel, which is a primitive, disgusting shovel. I don't like it. I'm being entertained by it. It's just very funny. Kind of smirking in the corner, leaning against a tree at the moment.
Okay. Vera, what are you doing?
Vera would like to talk to her.
Talk to Bruno?
Yes.
Okay.
So I kind of go up to him. I'm smiling, obviously. Kind of, happy to be clean again. She kind of is like, "Hi."
Hello.
Alright, you're going a little bit Russian.
I
Yeah.
know. I realize that. Hold on. I need to get my Scottish back. Scotland forever. There we go. All right. I just gotta say their country, and all of a sudden I can speak it. It's really weird. Anywho, aye, what's up?
I was just wanted to talk.
Really? Well, what you want to talk about?
I guess this question may seem a bit rude, but what are you?
Well, it's not really rude if you've never seen, well,
Just a little
me
rude.
before. Are you referring to my race?
Yeah.
I'd be something called a bugbear. They're very hairy, big, strong, like me. Ha, I'll flex. So, I mean, there's not really much. We got long arms. We're nice, you know. Generally, you won't really see many bugbears friendly. Most of the time, they'll be like, "Rawr, look at me, big scary." You know, they don't really talk well, face to face. They're not really communicative like I. But I'm a little bit different. I'd cut a little differently, you know. But that's what I be. I'd be a bugbear.
Wanted to welcome you to our group. If you decide to stick around and hang out with us.
Well, let's see. Either I travel alone and I probably get myself killed for doing that, or I travel with this band of misfits and also probably get myself killed, but have fun while doing it. I'll take that fun route, thank you.
Alright, I got my request ready.
Okay.
Alarin, noticing that Lady Zella has taken slight interest, just slight interest.
You have a very passive, very high passive perception. You would notice that she's trying to look over your shoulder.
Okay. Noticing that she has interest in these scimitars, I would ask, Lady Zella, I see that you are slightly interested in these. Would you, by chance, join me in attempting to identify exactly what the magical effects are on these weapons? Using our combined knowledge of the arcane.
She's gonna telepathically say, "Shh, don't talk to me," and she's gonna sit down and look at them. Helping, but she doesn't want other people to know she's helping.
Alright. So, you guys spend the time that you have during the whole digging and disguising process. What you can glean from the items is the armor seems to have a protective aura around it, kind of like a abjuration type magic. For player reference, it is a +1 studded leather armor. The one of the scimitars seems to emanate an almost evocation-like aura of magic, and when you focus on it and you know, put your energy into it, you feel this heat that emanates off of it. For all intents and purposes, this scimitar is a flame tongue scimitar.
So that's one of the scimitars, right?
Yeah.
There were two, right?
Yes.
Okay. I'm just taking this in so I can.
Alarin and Zella, you both. There's a there is a word that, like, as you focus on this first scimitar, there is a word that kind of etches into your mind, and it's inflame. So, to ignite the sword, you must speak the command word, and you hear this word kind of echo in your mind as you're kind of taking this hour to, like, focus on the weapon. So for game purposes, it is considered a magical weapon even when it's not inflamed, like when it's not shrouded with flame. So even if you don't ignite it, it is still considered magical for the purpose of resistances and everything. But if you ignite it, it deals an extra 2d6 fire damage. So, yeah.
And then you said the armor was a +1
Yep,
studded leather armor?
+1 studded leather armor. And then the second scimitar, as you focus on it, and you kind of just get this feeling like the air around in between the two of you as you kind of focus on this weapon grows cold. And you kind of just feel this chill in the air, and you can almost you get that feeling as though you're in the winter, and you see your breath as you kind of focus on the energies of this weapon. And for all intents, I can't remember what the actual enchantment's called right now. I know Flame Tongue. It's the other one that I can't remember.
Frostbrand?
Yes, Frostbrand. This is a Frostbrand scimitar.
So the studded leather armor would just have an extra armor class, right?
Just one
It
extra
would just
armor
have
class.
An extra.
Yeah.
Alright.
But yes, the Frostbrand scimitar is it deals an extra 1d6 cold damage. And while you wield it, you have resistance to fire damage. So, for those purposes. So yeah, those are the items you found. Which you glean all this information during the 4-hour period while the others are cleaning up and everything.
Oh, never mind. I just didn't click the more button.
The two weapons do require attunement though to use.
Yes. And then that one gives you resistance to fire, you said?
Yes. So if you attune to one of the swords, you'll have the abilities that you can use with it. Even if you don't attune, it's still technically a magical weapon, and you can still use it proficiently if you are proficient with martial weapons. But you won't be able to use the extra abilities. But yeah.
Alright. Alarin would share this information with the group. That he had figured out what these things do.
Zilla's gonna give you a look.
Zella's gonna look at me with kind of like a, why the fuck did you do that look? I'm sure.
Well, she's more like, you figured it out?
Did I not say we? Did I not say we? We? We. I swear I said we.
Anyway.
Is there anybody who specifically shows interest in these? Alarin is definitely going to say that the leather armor would help him a little bit.
Studded armor. Studded leather.
Yeah, studded leather.
Yeah.
Enra would like to examine the fire one later, but not use it.
So Darts, if anything, would like to examine the Frostbrand sword.
Examine or use? Because I mean, Alarin's kind of looking at that one too. He's
Well,
he's
if
been
you're gonna
he's
take the
been
armor-
nuked down by hellhounds.
Well, if you're gonna take the armor, I mean, Darts will gladly take the studded leather armor and trade with you with his armor.
All right, for shits and giggles, what starts his AC?
My AC is currently 17. With the armor, I would be at an AC of 8.
Aaron's AC is 14. With the armor, his would be 17, so he'll take the armor.
Yeah.
Aren't you two just super lucky?
What, can you not use leather armor? Is Zella
I
not gonna
can't-
speak up?
I can't use armor.
No
Armorless,
armor.
huh?
Yeah.
My AC is 13.
You want a shield?
Well, it's a good thing that Zella
Where
knows
is
to go
shield?
invisible and yeet out of there.
Zella is incapable of using basically any armor, shields,
And
most weapons.
Is she able to even use scimitars?
Nope.
Nope. So she was just examining it because she's probably bored.
Yeah.
And it has magic.
Okay. So how we?
Well, yeah, I'll take the frostbend sword. Totally.
Okay. And you're gonna take the time to attune to it while you guys travel.
Yeah, while we travel. I was not gonna be doing that while I'm in the hole.
Well, the hole would be done, but you would have
Does
to take. You'd have to
does
take
the
another
armor
hour.
require attunement?
It does not.
Does the armor require?
As long as you know,
Well, then-
as long as you have effective knowledge of what it does, just wearing it grants you the AC bonus, whether you know it or not. It's just
Alright, well
the
then
time it took is to know what it does.
Aaron would definitely take that armor.
Okay.
Unless somebody else is like fighting for it.
Nope, I don't think so. Bruno
Zella
doesn't
would
need
probably telepathically, after everything was figured out, item-wise, she'd probably telepathically just be like, "Good job," and walk away.
So holding the scimitar,
it.
noticing that Zella's walking away from the group, Darts is gonna actually approach Zella for the first time since the Burgermeister's mansion.
Okay.
Would you be able to tell me more about this item, Zella?
It's cold,
Well, I can tell that.
and it should help you not become so easily flammable.
How do I
Good
get
to
a
know.
studded leather
Oh.
+1 into my fucking inventory?
You have to have the Dungeon Master's Guide.
Oh, are you freaking kidding me?
You can just go in and edit your AC to add the. Just put studded leather armor on and then equip it, and then just go into your AC and increase it by 1 for now. So what will your AC
Zella.
be with that? Sorry.
I was 17.
Okay.
Thank you.
I'm just gonna grab it. I thought I had it.
She walks
but-
away. she likes being alone.
That is completely fine. That's all Darth needed to do.
Alone, surrounded by her attendants.
So,
I should have Dungeon Master's Guide. Why can't I? It won't let me add +1, whatever. Like studded leather +1 is not an option.
What are you trying to say, Lex?
so, before, like, we all find out what's up with the weapons, like, after me and Bruno's
Oh,
conversation,
there it is.
Vera just kind of sits down and does some prayers, and Vera's gonna kind of watch Bruno, if that makes sense. And I want to do like my insight and see what's up.
Okay.
Oh no, my AC is 16 with that, right?
Okay.
Okay. It's 23 for my insight check.
Okay. Well, as far as you can tell, Bruno seems on the level with everything he's said or done. So,
Okay.
like obviously with the lifetime that you spent in cloistered in the monastery, you haven't really had the experience to meet a bugbear or encounter a bugbear before, but this one seems pretty nice.
Okay.
Can I have Bruno and Vera make me perception checks?
No.
Okay.
Because during this time of all this, you're the only two not like actively
Occupied.
doing something. Yeah.
Well, I mean, aren't they holding a conversation? They're kind of distracted too.
Their conversation is far less distracting than what you all are doing. So.
That is true.
Yeah.
Plus, I'm pretty sure
24.
their 5-minute conversation didn't take 4 hours.
Well, there's also 3 other people, but they're kind of useless.
Yeah. What did you get, Bruno?
An 18.
As the two of you are kind of milling about and kind of just relaxing while these other crazy people do things, Bruno, where you sat next to Bruno, where you sat next to the tree, you find a strange it's kind of like a little bit of it's a little emblem or trinket that seems to be just kind of set there. It looks like a little bone effigy that's sitting right next to you by the tree.
Uh-huh. Okay. Knowing Barovia, and also knowing the lack of knowledge that he knows about magic, he's not gonna touch that. But
Okay.
he will point it out to, I guess, someone who looks magical,
Okay.
I guess.
Um,
Who in the current party to him would look magical?
well, the only one.
That's a
Well, the only one that you would know that's not actively working on a project, who you've seen use magic, is Vera.
Okay.
Although her magic was channeled through her hammer, but you did see her do magic.
Aye. Right then. I'll call over to Vera and say, "Aye, I found the thing."
What'd you find?
I really like to know, and I'm not gonna really touch it, because last time I touched something like that, I ended up in a cage. But it really looks like a, I don't know, bone, and like a stick figure, like a child's toy, like a maraca. I don't know, do you have any idea what it could be, or some way of telling what it could be?
Can I do a, I guess, investigation or like religion check on it?
You could do a religion check, yeah.
Okay. 21.
21. You get a sense as you kind of focus all of your divine energy and kind of just open your mind to what this thing is. You get a sense that it is it seems to be a very rudimentary magic. It doesn't emanate like an arcane aura or a divine aura. It's very rudimentary. But I would say you probably encountered it through the monks when they talked about like the priests and everything, when they talked about like witchcraft and everything like that, it seems to be just kind of a very rudimentary, like protective, wardy kind of effigy that just would sit in a place and, you know, kind of alert people to the surrounding area that there is something moving around here. But yeah, it doesn't seem to have any magic besides just kind of almost when someone's close to it, it sends off an alarm. But it's very rudimentary.
It seems to be some sort of alarm. It alerts whoever's connected to it when somebody's nearby.
So you're telling me that it's known that I've been there for the entire time?
Possibly.
So you're telling me that whoever is connected to it also knows I've been there for the entire time?
Yes.
Well, you don't know if the signal is continuous.
Okay.
If that makes sense. Think of it more like a tripwire or like a laser thing, you know?
Okay.
So like you cross its path, it sends off a trigger, and that may just be it, though, like the one time.
Okay.
But it still emanates
it
some
could've
kind of
been.
magical aura, but you're not.
So. It could have possibly been triggered when we first arrived, and maybe that's what sent the bride of Strahd.
So you're telling me that this thing alerted the bride of Strahd?
Most probably, in my opinion, but I'm not entirely sure. I have no way of really knowing who it's connected to, what purpose it serves.
Right, well that settles it. I'll punch it.
It smashes, it just crushes under your fist, and you see like this little puff of like black smoke that kind of just emanates from it as you smash it to bits.
Okay then.
No more
Problem solved?
tripwire. No more brides of Strahd except for that one. Hopefully.
Hopefully.
Alright.
Now I only have 8 stakes, not 9.
Oh, calm down, you'll be fine. Alright. So with all of that out of the way,
After he says that, Enra goes and grabs a branch from a tree and just rips it off and hands it to them.
Ooh, something to do. So along the way, I'm just gonna start carving the tree branch into like stakes.
You're gonna whittle a little.
okay. I will say that you get what you believe is a functional stake. Because
This one?
it's a low-hanging branch on a tree.
Bet.
And Enra literally ripped it off with like the greatest of ease. Like it'll probably work, but it's probably not going to be the strongest steak that you've ever used.
I'm gonna put it in my other possessions because I'm not trusting it.
Yes, whittled steak. Yeah, so what do you guys... So after all of this, what are you guys doing?
Attuning.
Okay.
Well, Alarin's all obviously slipped into his new armor.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
it was needed. Oh.
Zella's probably gonna speak to Enra telepathically saying maybe we should get going.
Oh god. Oh god. Another talking in the mind. Oh god. I already had experience with this.
Yes, let's get on the road.
Just out loud.
Nicer to the annoying snake. Get it!
Snake hisses happily.
I don't think Enra's afraid of the snake lady.
No, she's very familiar.
Bard
with
either.
her class.
All right.
Enra's not afraid of the bard either.
I don't think Enra's really afraid of anybody in the party.
Zella's not
Not
trying
really.
to make anyone scared. She just doesn't feel like anyone's worth talking out loud to.
She grew up around the upper district, like around all the aristocrats and shit. So like, and she's not wrong. So
Yeah.
No.
4 hours in the same place in Barovia.
yeah, she's not wrong. So yeah, let's get going.
Okay.
Alright,
Okay, but it's good time. I got a whittled steak. Thank you.
So you guys are in the woods. If you all have the map, you're in the woods.
Are we going back towards the road now, finally? To continue our journey?
Yeah. Are you guys? Yeah, that's what I was asking. Are you guys gonna cut through the forest, or are you going to go back out south to the road and then walk around?
Wait a minute. The
'cause
map.
Because if you look at the map, and during this time, Ismark would have been going over the map with whoever would be there, and
Which was
he
nobody
would-
cared.
also I didn't really want you guys. You guys had your inter-party stuff, so I didn't want to interject the.
Yeah.
He was probably helping with the hole digging, so he was probably just otherwise busy. But he would point out that where you're located currently in the forest, if you all were to head straight north,
Would
you
be
could
faster to go to the road.
you could cut through the forest and reach the road within 2 hours. If you were to go back south the hour onto the road, it would take you about another 6 hours to even get around to where you would meet up.
Well,
Alright, let's take the shortcut.
would definitely vote for the shorter path.
Okay.
Shortcut.
Shortcut.
Okay.
Alarin does not want. He would like to see a town in some capacity.
Okay.
On the way, Darts is just gonna sip on the potion of healing.
Okay.
Be a little injured, that's all.
Well, I mean,
Okay. Why don't
you were digging a hole.
Okay. Why don't
You could ask for healing.
Why don't you all give me perception checks as you move north through the forest?
Perception checks, I'm good at those now.
Oh. Alarin got a nat 20 for 29.
I got a nat 20 for 25.
Oh, Jesus.
I got a dirty 20.
I got a modest 17 as a humble peasant.
You know what? Enra's gonna be looking for a sturdy piece of wood for a future project.
Okay.
Fucking starts whacking somebody whenever they roll a 20 something in perception. Why are you seeing things? Damn it!
I mean, I have a natural perception of a 20, but
Yeah, you're passive, but this is
How do you have a natural
like-
passive of 20?
the feat, the darts.
Observant.
Oh, okay,
Observant.
okay.
Gives you a
was
I
massive
gonna
also have a
say, even-
natural investigation of 20.
Yeah.
Even my passive perception is just 19.
Yeah, but you have a +9.
Shut up.
My
Don't mention the
I
plus
only
9.
have a +5.
my
Yeah.
passive is 12.
Yeah.
Zella, we have you here for your brains, not your bronze, you know. Or
your ability to
vision.
see things.
Yeah.
Well, do
You're
you have
here
a
for my-
passive
for my
investigation? that's
Poison
good?
resistance and my poison magic.
Okay.
Poison.
No, honestly, you're here for your winning personality.
Alan,
That's all it is.
Oh,
don't
okay,
irritate
yeah,
the aristocrats.
That's what
Don't
bards
what?
do, though.
That's literally like a job description for a bard. Irritate the nobles.
Yep, and it's the guard's
It's the
duty
thing
to
that gets
tell
us-
the bards to knock it off.
It's the thing that gets us killed most often.
No, I think I'm the thing that gets us killed the most often.
Well, I
Probably
mean,
true.
statistically, bards die from pissing off their noble leaders.
Zella's just gonna give dirty looks.
Well, I mean,
For now.
it's expected.
For now.
Alan just expected it.
Okay.
Pretty
Dirty looks.
forward.
She's just gonna stick her tongue out and respond.
Ender, why don't you give me an investigation check real quick?
Oh, cool. I like those.
Bet you do, as a guardswoman.
Let's see. That'll be a 22.
You find, like a recently knocked off, not like died and fell off branch, but you find a large carvable heft of it's probably about 15 pounds or so.
Whoa!
It's a very large branch that had been. It seems like it was recently knocked loose from a tree. Not by
Alright.
not by natural occurrence, but it got knocked down by something. And all the rest of you that rolled pretty high perceptions, you hear, I don't know, probably about a quarter mile off, the sounds of a large pack of quickly moving beasts running running through the woods.
Are they making any noises that would distinguish the beasts as a specific animal of any variety?
So who all got natural 20s? You and Darts?
Alern and Darts got natural 20s.
You would hear the breathing and kind of like the low guttural calls of a pack of wolves, and a much larger pack than you've previously encountered. But they're
I'd say
a
we
distance
start
off.
steering away towards
They're a
them.
quarter mile away, huh?
Yeah.
A quarter mile is only like 250 feet, right?
No.
No,
It's
it's,
like-
500.
Oh.
A quarter mile. It's like
I mean, I don't
It's like
really care about actual
12 it's like-
statistics,
it's literally 1,200 feet, roughly. Somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
but... Oh, so it's fucking...
They're quite a ways off,
Hunters.
and they're to the west of you. So they're if you guys were to move quickly north, you could probably avoid them if you so desired.
Alern's gonna mention it, and maybe we should pick up the pace.
Yep, let's keep going.
Would not want to tangle with a large pack of what Alern can only assume are wolves and not anything that could potentially be worse than wolves.
Please don't be hellhounds. Please.
Fingers crossed, it's just wolves.
Okay.
Fingers crossed I can just leave.
Well, Alern, hearing these animals and not wanting to piss anybody off, he's gonna volunteer to not play an instrument as we move this time.
Alright.
He's not even gonna hum a ditty. He's just gonna run.
That's very brave of you.
No,
So you guys
should say smart.
So, what I need to know is who is leading the way.
Me.
Aside from me dropping.
I volunteer as tribute.
Okay. I need.
Because last time Vera did it, we all got into battle.
Okay.
Yes, Vera is not allowed to be the one leading the pack.
Vera is going to be very close behind Dart.
That's fine. You're just.
I
not
will
allowed to be
tackle
in the
you.
front.
I am much faster.
Okay, Darts. I need you to make me a disadvantaged perception check.
Disadvantaged? Oh
Yeah.
god.
Because you guys are moving at a quick pace.
I believe my feet does something about that.
No, I don't think so.
It does not. Maybe I was thinking of something else. But anyway, disadvantage.
Yep.
That's not that bad. 15.
So as you're moving through, quickly through the woods, you step down on a hard surface, and I need you to make me a dexterity saving throw.
I'm good at those. So that will be a total of 25.
You step down on this surface and you hear that little chink as this clamp goes to slam around your leg and you're able to just pull it up just in time, and you see a large bear trap that just latches as your foot barely misses it.
As I see this bear trap come up and I lift my foot over it, I'm gonna kick the bear trap.
Okay, take 14 points of psychic damage. I'm kidding.
Kicking a bear trap?
I'm kidding. I'm joking.
I want to know who owns that bear trap.
Retaliation.
It's psychically protected, so if you, it's got a retaliation damage on it. No, I'm kidding.
Totally.
I'm kidding. You take no damage. Your boots resist.
I just
the
wanted to
venom.
kick it to the side.
I
So it's
know.
on the side, not directly up.
I know.
Sorry.
I'm just giving you
Can't
crap.
stop laughing.
All right.
There goes my potion of healing, god damn.
I was joking
No,
about
it
the
was-
damage.
It was a joke.
All right.
I know.
It was a great joke though.
Oh my gosh.
All right.
Oh man,
So,
I want to make a trapper that runs a fucking psychic retaliation damage to anybody who touches his traps. Don't touch my shit.
so, after
No, seriously, you don't want to touch it.
after your 2 hours of travel through the woods, and so just so everybody's aware, I have to roll a random encounter every 30 minutes that you guys travel.
Oh. So you just rolled 4 random encounters, basically?
Yeah. I literally have to I'm constantly rolling right now. But anyway, but yes, so you guys finally break the woods after 2 hours of travel. And you reach the road. Are you guys doing anything before you break out onto the road? I know. The reason I ask is
my
because of the
eyes
last time.
Ways before we cross the street.
Yeah. Look twice before crossing the street.
Okay.
Well, let's look and see if there are any travelers on the road before we get onto the road, because we've had so much luck with the travelers that we've encountered so far.
Vera, don't even think about it.
Vera kind of smiles mischievously.
Okay, Enra walks up and puts her hand on your shoulder. and stares you down.
Hold
But
your
I
horses.
was just kidding. Calm down. I know better now.
Zella would,
Do you?
in your mind, you would hear, "I don't wish to die with you."
Well, I mean,
Godzilla. Again.
I have always made the point that Zella can just turn invisible and yeet out and just say fuck it to the party.
Yeah, but she has 3 attendants that if she lets them die, she has other goals. She has other goals.
She's basically
Zella.
Zella's waiting until she gets like 6th level spells. 'Cause
Greater
then-
invisibility?
No, because if she gets 6th level spells, she can cast it on all her and all of her attendants. 'Cause you can-
Ismark, I'm gonna need your help on lookout up here.
Ismark walks solemnly up, and he seemed this whole time that you guys have been like digging the grave and everything. He seems very withdrawn, and almost like you can see that his eyes look hooded and heavy, like he almost didn't sleep very well. And you've noticed during your travel that he's kind of like been rubbing the spot where he got bit, like almost like absent-mindedly just touching it and kind of like rubbing on it.
Well, we did just kind of
Interesting.
basic
Okay.
doctor his wound. Should Aaron's gonna mention that he's concerned for Ismark to Enra since she's a guard, and she like is supposed to take care of people and stuff.
But Ismark walks up to you, Darts, and he goes, there may not... Now I'm getting weird accents.
I do have that effect on everybody.
There may not be many people traveling the Old Slavic road near Valaki from the village of Barovia right now. We may be okay. We are very close to the town. Maybe 2 hours of walk from this point in the road to where we need to go. And he kind of points it out. You can see down the road this like meandering, like gently kind of rising and falling like road. You can see a large wooden palisade that just stands there, and you can see behind it the roofs of buildings.
A town.
But I'll read
Finally,
this.
some sort of civilization.
I will read this for you. The old Slavic road meanders into a valley watched over by dark, brooding mountains to the north and south. The woods recede, revealing a sullen mountain berg surrounded by a wooden palisade. Thick fog presses up against the wall as though looking for a way inside, hoping to catch the town aslumber. The dirt road ends at a set of sturdy iron gates with a pair of shadowy figures standing behind them. Planted in the ground and flanking the roads outside the gates are a half-dozen pikes with wolves' heads impaled on them. So from where you are, you could probably see the bulk of that. But yes.
As soon as we get to a town, I fear that we're gonna have to get you checked out, Ismark.
I am fine. I will deal. I did not sleep well, and the battle with the Bride of Strahd, as it was called, just kind of wore me out more than I expected. It is okay. I just need some good rest. Maybe a bed.
Can Vera make an insight check?
Yeah, Darts would like to do that as well.
Sure.
17.
Wait, you're supposed to be the one getting good rolls.
Yeah.
Okay. I got a 21.
For reference, my advantage was 6 and 12.
Oh,
for
Jesus
my
Christ.
rolls, and I only have a +5, so.
I have a +2. I got over 19.
Okay. As far as you guys can tell, he is telling you the truth. That he just needs some rest.
Now, how is Vera feeling?
Well, that's
a
kind of
good
obvious.
question.
Cheerful and bubbly and ready to get you guys
And
into trouble.
oblivious.
Completely oblivious.
Completely oblivious.
Has completely blanked out the dreams from the night before.
Oh, yes. Our sweet, oblivious Vera.
Aw, you think I'm sweet?
That's not the point.
Alright, so you guys get out onto the road and start making your travel down. During your travel down the road, you encounter nothing unseemly or out of sight. The wolves, you're not sure they were even necessarily pursuing you, but they do seem, you seem to have evaded them if they were. You reach the gates of Valaki, and the the guards look to your group. The gates are open currently because it is quote unquote daytime. But the guards the guards cautiously approach your large party. They look up to Bruno and they go, "Been a while. Where you been? You left like 2 weeks ago."
Well, no, there was a little bit of complication. You see, I got lost.
I just love how straight pan Bruno is. It's great.
You see, like these somber guards. They're just straight faced and they're very like they seem very like you just see them kind of like cautiously let out a small chuckle, at Bruno's expense. They go.
Oh.
They're like, "These friends of yours?"
For the moment, At least they're not unfriendly.
Alright, well, you can enter. If you cause any trouble, you're gonna go straight to the jail. And we don't let people out of the jail very easily.
Smiles and like nods, like
Smiling.
almost like a bobblehead kind of nod, like just vigorous and excited.
I can picture it.
Do I feel like these guards are on the level then?
Yeah.
With my Baldur's Gate loyalty test?
Yeah, they seem to they're pretty straightforward, average everyday guards. They seem to take their job. You don't know what the repercussions are for not taking your job seriously as a guard in Valaki, but you would assume that it's just as harsh as Baldur's Gate. So, but they seem to take their job pretty seriously, and they seem to know Bruno, and from their experience with him, he is rather trustworthy. So they seem to be trusting his word about your party.
Bruno's got some serious fucking rep with these guys.
Apparently.
Guess so.
Someone just has
just
one
letting
eyebrow
some-
raised.
Letting some random strangers in town on the word of a bugbear that's been gone for 2 weeks. In a land of magical misfits.
Hey, we're not gonna question it, okay? It's alright.
Alright, so you guys are entering through the east gate of Valaki.
You never told us that you were from Valaki, Bruno.
That's a new voice.
Not really from,
Just been.
or frequent visitor.
Russian again.
No, he switched
Just
to
me?
like fucking Vladish.
My accents, they tend to go a little bit all over the place. It's hard to keep track of them.
It's
Yeah,
okay,
it's
mine
okay.
too.
It's all
If
good.
I were to try.
That's why I don't try.
Nah, I try to-
Right?
I think it's
All
fun.
of my characters have the same voice. Mine.
Oh,
Solemn and cranky, just like Angela.
Yes. Yep.
So, as you guys enter the town of Valaki, you start walking down the road. On the south side of the road, you pass by this large this large stockyard has several locked sheds along its periphery and lies adjacent to a roomy warehouse. A wooden sign above the front gate reads Arsec Stockyard. Parked at the south end of the stockyards is a sturdy carnival wagon, its colorful paint peeling off. Faded lettering on its side spells out the words Rictavio's Carnival of Wonders. A heavy padlock secures the back door. So this is the first thing you're encountering as you walk into the town.
The Carnival of Wonders.
Well, the stockyard, and there just seems to be this large, yeah. And that you see this wagon on the inside that seems to be faded and peeling.
Well, that looks good and all, but I kind of
Wonder
want to hit a
thing.
tavern.
I want a place to rest for a bit.
Yeah.
why in the world would I ever want to go visit some clowns when I can get some beer?
So you guys are just straight looking for the tavern?
Well, Alarin's going to because he's a bard and he hasn't played for an audience besides this party in like a week.
Zella will be cautiously walking near Alarin too,
Alright.
towards a tavern.
Oh my god, so many minis I have to move. Alright, so Ismark goes, let us go to the Blue Water Inn. It is the establishment where we may get some rest and maybe some drinks as well. And I'm gonna move this for now, just in case I need it. But
Anna would keep an eye out for a blacksmith shop.
Yeah, I suppose Enra hasn't had a chance to inspect that scimitar yet.
I'll do that later.
oh, I don't need that many. That's not a mini that needs
In
to
the
go on
middle
here.
of the street is not exactly the right time.
Okay.
Well, no, I mean that's why it doesn't come as a surprise to me that Enra's looking for a blacksmith.
No, I need a blacksmith for other reasons.
Okay.
Wow.
For all intents and purposes, we'll use this. It's kind of like a functional way you guys can see the basic layout. Obviously, this isn't
Exactly.
exact duplicate of the map I have, but you guys can have a rough estimate of where you're sitting in the where you are, like the area that you have. But here you go. Gray smoke issues from the chimney of this large two-story wooden building with a stone foundation and sagging tile roof upon which several ravens have perched. A painted wooden sign hanging above the main entrance depicts a blue waterfall.
So Darts looks up at the ravens.
Okay.
And I guess gets a flashback to the raven, dude, bird person kind of shifter, I guess. And just whistles and tries to, like, call one of the ravens down, like, with his arm out.
you see all um you see all the ravens kind of perch their head to the side, as in like that inquisitive, like, what the fuck? They're just wondering what the hell you're doing.
I'm gonna try and persuade them down with some seed.
Okay.
Where do you get seed from?
There's seed.
You have seeds on you?
I assume so. I mean, we've been traveling, and I pick up things while I'm traveling, like stakes and branches and.
Well, let's be specific. Have you picked up any seed during the travel?
Not specifically.
There we go.
I mean, how hard is it to find some seed? Let's see.
There's probably
do I have rations on me.
You do have rations on you. You could.
I do have rations, and rations includes nuts.
You could attempt to consume one of your rations to try to get these ravens to.
That is absolutely fine. I will
Okay.
consume one of my rations.
Okay.
Well,
The-
Zella is going to walk in.
Give me a persuasion check.
Persuasion or animal handling?
Animal handling. Yeah, that's probably better.
Oh, that's actually not bad. Unnatural 20.
They seem disinterested.
Alright, well, Aileron's gonna ignore Darts trying to coax these birds off of the roof. He wants to go inside.
Yeah.
Well, I can't really go inside without being invited.
It's a
so-
tavern.
It's public space.
It's a public
Public
space.
space?
Yeah. It's an inn and tavern. It's a public space. You can enter.
Okay, I'll enter.
Zella was already like, as soon as you were like, she saw you trying to like bring birds down. She's like, "Oh, screw this guy," and was already walking in.
Okay,
Okay.
Snake.
As Vic's walking in, Vic wants to ask Bruno what a clown is.
God, you're a sheltered monk.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's right.
I'm a sheltered
You've never met a
paladin.
clown!
No, I
To
haven't.
be fair, I don't think Zella's ever met a clown.
Well,
No, they
I mean,
probably taste funny
A
anyway.
jester, maybe?
You've probably met
No.
lots of, like, technically, as far as Zella's concerned, Alarin's a
everyone's
clown.
I'm a clown.
Like,
There's a difference, though. I'm a bard.
well, clowns are bards. They literally are bards.
But like, I don't think she would have ever seen anyone like,
Dressed up in face paint and
Yeah.
all that. Yeah, okay.
because
Yeah.
I mean, I don't like she lived in a
Possibly in like not like in a royal court or something. Like when you were younger, you may have seen a
jester, like,
a jester in full paint and everything, which
but that would have been years and years ago.
yeah. And you were probably disinterested in it now, as much then as you are now. So.
Yeah.
But yes.
Well, let's
Interested but confused.
the best way I could describe a clown, right, so
If he points to me and says him with face paint, I'm gonna get annoyed.
Do it.
Oh goodness! What did you just
There-
go through turbulent air?
No, he keeps puffing on his e-cig.
Shh. Okay.
Goes right into the freaking mic, Brandon.
I know, because it's right
I
by
keep
my
forgetting.
mouth.
I keep forgetting to mention it.
Yeah, I know. I keep forgetting to push my mic away a little bit. But all right. So Bruno is attempting to explain.
Bruno
what
hasn't seen enough of my antics to try and point to me and say that.
yeah, I don't know. I don't
Zella
know.
would.
Zella would.
Right.
Zella's inside.
Zella's
So-
already inside. Aileron's inside.
Enra's inside.
I'm going inside, or at least attempting to.
You know, after your 15-minute bird trip.
It's not my fault, man.
All right. Go ahead, Bruno. Explain a clown as best you can.
So imagine the saddest, fattest looking thing you've ever seen. Give it a white face and make a dance for you. What a clown.
Saddest, fattest thing you've ever seen.
So an orc.
Face. I've never heard that description of a clown.
Why is Vera as herself thinking of like one of the elders from her temple, and then like trying to figure this out in her head, like you know that meme of like all the math surrounding you, like and then she kind of like nods a little bit, like, yeah, okay, I get what you mean, but she is still so confused.
They're like
I was thinking like
entertainers.
hill giant or something.
Not
Hey,
inaccurate.
what?
No,
No. Please repeat that because I don't. What?
A hill giant
A hill giant.
in face paint.
In face paint. It'd be a clown. It'd be a very accurate clown.
With sad face paint.
Both
The
of the hill
saddest, fattest thing you've ever seen is a hill giant in face paint.
giants. Yeah.
Now I'm picturing an Etten with one sad face and one happy face.
Alright, well, off the topic of this description of a clown, because otherwise we'll never go anywhere. Aileron is gonna go and try and talk to the person at the bar, because he wants to see if he can perform
Well,
for
let
monetary
me-
gain.
Let me read what you see as you walk in.
Okay.
Through a set of double doors leading into the tap room, damp cloaks hang from pegs in the entrance portico. That's so weird. The tavern is packed with tables and chairs, with narrow paths meandering between them. A bar stretches along one wall under a balcony that can be reached by a wooden staircase that hugs the north wall. Another balcony overhangs an entrance to the east. All the windows are fitted with thick shutters and crossbars. The lanterns hanging above the bar and
Oh my
resting on
god,
the
guys,
tables.
stop!
What?
Okay, Brandon, continue.
Lanterns hanging above the bar and resting on the tables bathe the room in a dull orange light and cast shadows upon the walls, most of which are adorned with wolf heads mounted on wooden plaques. So inside the tap room, you see a human woman behind the bar. Seems to be working, like she's cleaning some glasses, seems to be tending to like the bar area. You also find two small boys, roughly like 5 or 6, and
Are they bussing tables?
they are just kind of scampering around, just
Oh,
playing
okay.
around inside the bar.
Like kids. They're just being kids.
They're kids inside the bar. Yes. There
Kids
are
are gonna be kids.
there are a few other, people sitting at the bar, sitting at a couple tables, having hushed conversations, just kind of meandering around. You do see two men, dressed. Oh, I'm getting reverb from myself. Where is that coming from? Anyway, you see two men, dressed in heavy leathers, with like heavy cloaks on their backs, bows and quivers of arrows set next to their table as they sit there drinking what looks to be large steins of ale. And you see one man much older man, dressed in pretty simple clothing, but oh no, he's colorfully dressed, half elf, bard. He seems, an entertainer of sorts. But he has grayed hair, and he's bespectacled. And you can hear him kind of sitting at this like corner table near the hearth. And as you entered, you heard him regaling the tavern with a story of the so outrageous to be hardly believed, yet he asserts they are true indeed. So,
Fellow connoisseur of the arts.
but yeah,
Well,
that's what you see when you get inside.
Alleron's not booking it, but Alleron's gonna be walking to the bar because A, he wants a drink, and B, he wants information.
Okay. The woman looks at you.
Is going also.
To the bar?
Yes.
Okay.
Instead
Dart
of,
will as well.
and she's had her people sit down at a table, which is odd for her because usually she would sit and send one of them.
Yeah,
She's being weird.
of course. Insight check. No, I'm kidding. What is everyone else doing?
Here is going to bound over and try and play with these little kids that are running around.
Okay. They seem receptive to playing with you.
Okay.
They don't get many travelers around here.
Okay.
Enra will go up to the bar, keep a close eye on her coin purse.
Okay. All right.
Out of curiosity, can the Bruno model even fit through the archway door?
Or
Yes.
does he have to slump?
Are you
Well, how-
sure about that?
How tall is he? I guess.
I believe I made him 8 feet.
Okay. He would definitely have to crouch his way through the door. It's probably it's a standard door size, so about 7 feet.
Gotcha.
So he would have to hunch through, but he's probably not wide enough to not fit through the door since it's.
Okay, I was just wondering because I'm looking at the model that you have and then the door, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't know if that can fit.
Like I said, it's not exactly to scale, but it's the best.
Okay.
It's the best inn and tavern I have right now. Without pulling out one of my massive boards, that
I was gonna say you have one.
I have very large. I have very large boards, but I'm not gonna pull them out right now. Because this gives us what we generally need. But alright, so you're all inside. I'm assuming, Bruno, you take a seat at a table, or you just go straight to the bar?
Bruno is going to take a seat at the bar.
Okay. So the woman looks up at your motley crew, and she goes, "What can I get for you?"
Alleron replies, how much for just your cheapest beer, and then how much for some information on the area?
Well, our cheapest
I know
beer.
that information isn't cheap, so...
Our cheapest beer is 1 copper. If that's what you want, I can get you a cheap ale and information. Now that.
Sure! My party's been through quite a bit in the last little while. And Alleron's just gonna offer to pay for everybody's drinks.
Okay, so that will be. Is everyone but Vera drinking?
Oh, how much does Bruno need to drink to actually get like one mug for Bruno does not equate the same as a mug for me. So does it like take 3 mugs for Bruno? Like, you figure that out. Then tell me how much I owe.
Bruno, being a frequent visitor to this specific tavern, well, well, we'll just say to the barkeep, I'll take my usual, and since he's willing to pay for it, well, that'll be fun.
All right, so Alarin, you owe 1 gold and 3 copper.
Okay.
As this large stein that the woman she unsteadily carries it over to Bruno as after she fills it up from the keg marked special brew, and has 3 X's on it, and hands it to Bruno.
Thank you, Loss.
You're welcome. Now, what's this information you need?
She talking to me or talking to Alan?
I'm just talking to Alarin.
Okay.
Anything that you could possibly tell me about the area? We were given some information. Well, I say information. We were given pretty much a riddle to solve by the Gypsy's queen lady,
Madam Ava.
Madam Ava. And I'm assuming that everybody in town and in Barovia knows it, Madam Ava, because of things. I'm just assuming.
Yeah,
So
a lot of
Alarin
people
will say
know about
Madam
her.
Ava. And they told us she did a tarot reading for us, and so we're looking for any information about pretty much anything. So anything you could tell us about the area at all would probably help.
As you're saying this to her, the man that was speaking before, reciting these crazy outlandish stories, he grows dead silent. And the 2 men who were dressed in the heavy leathers and with the bows and arrows, they stop their conversation, and they grab their things and they move out of the. They begin to move out of the tavern.
The bard is still in his seat though. He's just stopped.
Yeah, he's intently paying attention to what you're all doing.
All right. Well, Alarin is obviously going to notice another bard stopping in his trade, and he's going to peer around his shoulder to look at him.
He seems to be studying you intently as you bring up, the Taroka reading and Madam Ava. But he doesn't seem to make any move towards you or anything like that. He just seems to pay attention to what you have to say.
Does
And,
Zella notice this?
Most likely not. You're probably focused on trying to get the information. This is more
No.
is a passive thing.
Zella's not.
Well,
Zella's not focused on getting
mean-
any information.
You probably noticed the 2 men getting up and leaving, but you probably weren't paying much attention to the old man in the corner.
Probably.
Yeah. The only reason Alarin even noticed it was because he is a bard and he understands that if somebody stops the bard, things should be noted.
Yeah. But, all right.
Okay, quick pause here. How
Sure.
many fucking coppers in a gold?
There's 10 coppers in a gold, or no, 100 coppers in a gold.
That's what I needed.
It's 10 silver per
Thank you.
gold.
Enra's just gonna keep an eye on the room.
Yeah, the 2 men that were there when you entered, they move they move out of the building. Not like quickly or anything. They kind of just pack up their stuff, leave the money that they owe for their drinks on the table, and make their way out. The children are playing with Vera, and the bard is just kind of quietly paying attention to what's going on.
Stopped and now observing what we're doing.
Yeah. And the woman behind the bar, she looks at you and somberly goes, you should watch what you say around here. That name is blasphemy in this town. But I'll tell you,
Blasphemy, you say?
there was a
Could
strange.
you,
there
elaborate
was.
on that, please?
Well, we don't talk about her. She's far too connected to the demon. But
Oh, you know what? That makes sense. All right. Yeah.
But what I can tell you is that there was a strange woman with a wooden leg that came in not even a week's past. She said she was heading up north to the lake to look for her master. Perhaps that aids you in what you're looking for.
Thanks for the info. Any little bit helps, and honestly, it might lead us a clue as to where we need to go.
And so this whole time she's had kind of this bar towel, like kind of like in her waistband, like in her smock. But she kind of
Yeah, general tavern keeper practice of keeping their
but
rag around.
what she does is after she puts your drink down in front of you, she and takes the payment for the drinks. She puts the bar towel on the bar, unfolds it, and kind of looks at you in the, well, what do I get for this information kind of look.
Zella has, because she's just tired of this woman's presence, she has one of her porters put down 5 gold pieces.
So she calls her porter over using She calls her porter over using telepathy to put 5 gold pieces in this bar towel. Okay. So subtract 5 gold from your inventory. And okay. And she
God, I hope Zella's fucking loaded.
she looks down.
She's wealthy.
That is a not insignificant sum even to a wealthy person.
Relative.
She's daughter of a priestess, wealthy.
Well, since I don't know Zella's society, I can only assume that it's a lot of money.
It's a lot. It's a
Alarin's
lot of money
eyes are
for
just
Alarin.
Alarin's eyes are just gonna bug out, and he's like, "Okay."
Why do you think she has 3 people that quietly follow her around and don't say anything?
Slaves? Alarin's asking a question.
I mean, you're not far, but
Mentally shackled slaves. I mean, Alarin doesn't know what's going on with Zella. He's not gonna ask.
Anyway, she looks at the tribute that has been placed in the towel, folds the
Zella
towel
is
over
glaring
it,
at her.
folds the towel over it, and pulls it away quickly. And you can hear as she puts it back in in her smock, the coins fall into the pocket. But yeah.
And she's just like Zella just glares at her until she leaves.
Well, you're at her bar. She's not gonna leave.
She's not gonna leave. We gotta leave. All right.
So
Well,
glaring.
seeing as my questioning has driven away this other bard's customs, because, I mean, really, dropping she who will not be named name in the bar drove the hunters out. He can only assume.
Or they were just done with their
Alarin-
drinks.
Or they were just done with their drinks, but he's gonna note that they did leave.
Yeah.
Pretty much as soon as he dropped the madam's name. He is going to wander over to this other bard and apologize for driving his customs away. He knows how difficult it is to ply our trade, especially in this sort of environment. And by this, he generalizes it as Barovia in general.
Okay. He looks up at you and he Because, well, you know, it's always nice to hear another's tales. But as the lady said, you should probably watch what you're doing in these towns. Some names aren't as friendly as others. But if you don't mind, if you be looking for the woman with the wooden leg, tonight should probably come by my carriage. It's over in the oh my god, what was it called now? The place I said you guys first passed by.
The Stockhold?
The stockyard. He's like,
Stockyard.
yeah,
that's what it was.
it's over in the stockyard. Come by and visit me tonight. We can have a more private conversation.
Alarin's gonna take note that the only thing he noticed in the stockyard was the clown's trailer. And he will neither confirm or deny the late night visit, but he will say, we'll definitely have to see where we're at that point.
He's like, well,
I can't control my companions, but there's a good chance that you'll have a visit from me tonight.
well,
More information is never a bad thing.
name's Rictavio, by the way. He just kind of looks at you expectantly.
I'm Alarin, and I'll hold out my hand.
He reaches out to shake it, and as he reaches out to shake your hand, he also stands up, and he starts like you see that he has like these parchment rolls and everything on the table, and he goes, well, seeing as there's another practitioner in the room, I will be taking my leave. I gotta take care of a few things back at my carriage, but like I said, we can always have a conversation later if you so desire. And he then starts packing up. He pulls out this large leather, like
Satchel.
yeah, and he starts packing his parchment into it, and he goes, well, y'all have a good day now. And
Passively, could Alarin kind of just sneak a glance at the parchments and see if there's anything of interest, other than like he assumes they're music, but he would rather take a glance down.
What he was reciting wasn't really, he wasn't like singing or anything. He was more reciting. Oh, we just lost Aaron.
Aaron said they had to go
Oh, okay.
All right.
in chat.
Oh, I didn't see that. Okay.
It's in general. I was in the other one.
But yeah,
Okay.
so they you can see some of them seem to be just like long written out missives. None of them seem to be music, but you do see as he's kind of picking up the parchments, you do catch a quick glance of some odd like diagrams
All right.
that
Alarin is
seem more
definitely
mechanical in nature.
Alarin is definitely interested in the things that he saw, and will definitely pay a visit to Rictavio tonight.
Okay.
Regardless of if he says anything to the rest of his party members,
Okay.
mostly because he assumes that they did not eavesdrop on his conversation with the bard.
Nope. I watched you go over there, but Bard's doing Bard things.
That's basically what he thought. I mean, bards do bard things. Normally, people don't care about us other than as entertainment value.
Okay. So now it's just the party and the bar people, that the owners of the bar
And
who
the
are.
kids.
And Bruno drinking out of the massive stein that has been provided by the freaking barkeep that costs Alarin an entire gold to fill. Alarin is just gonna tactfully ask how much Bruno drinks on average. Like, how much do you drink to need a stein that large?
He's a big guy.
Yeah, an 8-foot man shouldn't have to drink what I'm assuming is like a barrel full of fucking alcohol.
Well, it's
Hey, you're the one that questioned.
Hey, I offered. But still. Ellery's not made of money.
You would probably understand that it's probably about 2 pints that the stein holds. It's just much larger and heavier than like your.
Oh, and I can only assume that Bruno saying give him the usual also probably usually gets a stronger alcohol than the
Yes.
cheapest swill.
Yeah, he did get it out of like the special reserve barrel, so.
That had 3 X's on it.
So it's
The
it's
XXX barrel. The moonshine barrel.
basically.
That's what it is. It's the moonshine barrel.
Yeah.
Bruno's drinking the good shit. Alarn's gonna take a swig of his, what he assumes is beer, and just, I don't know.
Yeah, it's a very
cheapest beer. I want DM's opinion on how poorly it tastes, or good it tastes, for being the cheapest beer in the bar.
So, have you ever tasted watered down? It's probably. It's very watered.
It's Blue Moon. It's what it is.
Yeah, but without the orange. it's very watered down, cheap beer. Like, it's if you took a can of the cheapest beer you could buy, poured half of it into a glass, and then filled the rest of the glass with water.
All right, so it's literally winced at your first sip swill.
Yeah, it's swill.
So if that's the case, Zella would take a sip of it, and then
refuse to drink the rest of it.
Wonder if there's something between that and what's in Bruno's. Like a medium.
They do have wine. You could see bottles of wine.
Okay, then she is going to go, and she's gonna out loud speak, ask for wine.
Okay. Red or white, I guess.
Oh my God, is this the first time we've heard Zella speak?
Probably.
No, she's spoken before.
No.
She's probably done all telepathy.
No, I think she did speak to the whole group at one point.
When?
Early on.
Was it a one-word response to asking her name?
Maybe.
Probably.
That's not speaking.
The rest would be telepathy.
Okay.
But she'd rather not get kicked out before she has something good to drink.
Okay.
Yes.
But yes.
So, red.
Okay. And she pulls down a bottle. She's like, 2 silver. 2 silver.
For the whole bottle?
No, for a glass.
How much for the whole bottle?
That'll be 2 gold.
Okay.
Okay. So
Rich princess.
you pay out the 2 gold for the whole bottle. Okay.
Yep.
So she puts the bottle that she was gonna use back, and she grabs a bottle that's full off the rack and hands it to you.
Look at it this way. I look at it this way. Zella's gonna have that bottle for a while.
No, probably not.
Oh, well. Shit.
She's drinking from the bottle.
The lady is drinking from a bottle?
Well, she didn't ask for a glass.
That is true.
Also, her parents aren't there. Why does she have to conform to her parents' rules? Jeez.
I mean, you're a lady, it's in your title?
She's surrounded by not ladies or gentlemen.
Dang.
I mean, Bruno's pretty gentle.
Gentle bugbear. One that doesn't destroy everything he touches.
Anyways, she's laughing on the inside at your poor excuse for alcohol.
Yeah, well,
Enra is slow sipping the beer.
Alarn's just gonna man up and fucking drink the piss poor swill that he decided to order for
If he
himself.
does drink the whole thing, she would share her wine with him.
Well, it's gonna be a tough battle to drink this whole glass, but it'll get down eventually before we leave.
Enra is unfazed by this shitty beer.
Pretty standard fare for taverns in Baldur's Gate. Vera, are you just playing with the kids?
I think at this point she'd probably come, like, skipping back over, very, like, happy.
So I'm actually gonna flag down like 4 glasses.
Okay.
Yeah.
She brings you over for like wine
For-
glasses.
Yeah. And she's gonna do something a little mean.
Okay.
Cause would she know that Vera doesn't drink or hasn't drank?
No. No,
No?
she wouldn't know that. Okay.
Insight check then, as to why of all people she isn't.
Okay.
Because she wants to basically say this is grape juice.
Well. Okay. That's a deception check.
Okay.
You can sure try.
23.
Okay. Vera?
Would Vera's be a perception check then?
No.
Hmm.
It'd be an insight if she wants to do it. Otherwise, she can just take it at face value.
She's outwardly, Zella's smiling. As much
Okay,
as
yeah.
Zella can smile.
Vera is definitely making an insight check. 17.
Wait, the reckless one isn't running headlong?
She got a 17 to my 23.
Yeah.
As
So Vera's just like, yep, okay.
Sure,
Zella's
no
running
problem.
up to me. Woo!
I have broken her. Yeah. Yeah, Zella, you pour Vera a glass of wine that she readily drinks, and like, do you like whole hog it, Vera, or do you just sip at it?
I'm gonna just down the whole thing.
Okay, I need you to make me a Constitution saving throw on top of everything. But yeah, you all just watch Vera take this wine glass that's like it, and it was a lot fuller than you would normally fill a wine glass. It was probably about half full, and Vera just downs it in just one go, and you see her face just go,
Enra just has a smile across her face, doesn't say anything, just smiles.
That's gonna be a 9.
the bite, the bitterness of the and potentness of this wine gets to you right away, and you just you feel your body, you feel like this almost like instantaneous like sway, and you feel lightheaded, and you feel quite a bit more giddy than you normally are. You are very much drunk at this point. It metabolized pretty quickly with that low constitution roll. But yeah,
Okay.
you literally down like half a glass of wine. Which
With the other 3 cups, she would pour the other 3 some decent alcohol.
you know there are 4 others, right? Because there's
Well,
Dart.
I'm
yeah.
talking
Vera.
Well, there's
En-
Darts,
Enra. I'm talking about Enra, Alarin, and Darts.
Okay. Oh yeah, because I guess
Bruno
Bruno has
doesn't
his
count. Bruno's got his massive swill.
Is it-
She would pour them some, but her still drinking out of the bottle.
Okay.
Enra would then down the beer, set it down, and then move on to the glass and start sipping on that.
Yeah, Alarin would do the same because he can't stand the taste.
Need to wash it out as fast as possible.
Yep. Get that swill out of his mouth.
Anything else you guys want to do before we like approach like the evening, where you'll have to make arrangements for sleep? You can.
Is there
you can all
anyone else
see-
in the tavern left
No,
besides
Just-
the barkeep?
just
Just us.
just the bartenders and the children and your party. Ismark, you can see Ismark is speaking to the barkeep, the woman at the bar.
Enra would ask the barkeep if there's any smiths in town.
Okay. She goes, besides the Solus and the Brides of Strahd that regularly visit, we don't have much else. But, yeah, there aren't many. The demon rarely comes to Vallaki, but he sends his partners to visit us. And the Solus, the children born with no capacity for emotion, they roam the village at night. And during the day, they are human, but they don't have any souls behind them. But I would recommend that you spend your nights here indoors, beyond, unless you absolutely have to go outside.
Wait, what?
How did that come from a question about a blacksmith?
You asked about blacksmith? I asked you about. I thought you asked about rumors.
No.
No, I asked about smiths.
Oh, I thought you said myths. That's
Oh,
why.
No. But like, no.
I mean, Alarin would have
Well,
asked about myths.
I appreciate the advice. I very much do, but I meant to say blacksmith.
Oh.
Sorry,
My,
I'm from a different region.
I apologize. Misunderstanding was mine as well. If you're looking for a smith, we have quite a few in town. Are you looking for shoes for a horse or something more penetrating?
I just need some raw materials for a few of my own projects.
Well, you could always check the stockyard. They may have some stuff there. It's kind of a haven for junk and other things that we don't want littered around the rest of the village. But yeah.
Alright. Thank you.
You're welcome. Will you all be staying the night then?
That will be an affirmative.
Well, I'm
from
certainly
Alarin.
not gonna go tromping around too much at night. So I guess, yeah.
So how many rooms are you looking for? Well, I know Bruno has to have his own room. He's much too large for any of the other rooms. But he's much too large to share a room with anyone, anyway. But, the rest of you?
How big are your
Italy?
rooms?
Well, we have the twin rooms, or we have the queen rooms. The twin rooms have 2 twin beds, the queen rooms have 1 queen bed.
How many
Myself?
rooms are available?
All of them right now.
Myself and my attendants here will take a twin room.
She looks at you quizzically. He goes, alright then. She sees a woman and 3 men.
Yep.
Zella does not see the issue here.
Alright, so you're all...
Alarin's gonna grab his own room. Whichever one's cheaper, the twin or the queen, and it's probably the twin.
They're the same price, it just depends on the beds.
Oh, which bed is comfier?
Well, the beds are. It's a backwater village tavern inn. Like the beds are probably hay wrapped with a sheet.
We'll just get the queen room then.
Okay.
Alarin's gonna take a queen room by himself. He would like
Literally.
to have some privacy to his own devices for a little while.
It's going to giddily suggest to Darts that we have a sleepover.
Darts will accept in the same emotionless stare. Ismark goes, Enra, would you like to share a room? Oh, God. He goes, I'm working it out. Call.
We're turning all your accents into Bruno now.
Yeah, I'm going full Bruno. Goes, would you like to share a room? Oh my God.
It
Whatever.
Still sounds...
Yeah, whatever. You know my intention. You know my intention.
Synchromanian.
Yeah,
Safety in numbers.
Okay. Ismark is like, don't worry, I'll pay for the rooms. So he takes out shut up. I'm gonna stop doing voices altogether then, so you guys can just eat it. If you're gonna just make fun of me for sucking at it.
No, that's part of the
I was
fun,
more
damn it.
so laughing that he was like, "Do you want to share a room?"
But he takes out a large sack of coin that he seems to be carrying with him, and he hands her what looks to be like 15 gold coins.
Hell was he hiding this giant sack of coins?
You guys never asked him.
A man after my own heart.
He's the son of the he was the son of the Burgomeister of
He's
the village of Barovia. He's got plenty of money.
technically still the son
Well,
of the
yeah, but
ex-Burgomeister.
Burgomeister's dead. He's no longer but yes, he hands her 15 gold coins. You see her eyes light up like,
She's
why are you
gotten a lot of money today.
She's like, why are you paying me so much money? These rooms are like 2 silver a night. But she doesn't say anything, obviously. She just puts it in her smock pocket and
It's just jingling and heavy now.
Alarin's just gonna assume that Ismark doesn't know how to spend his money.
no,
Like,
And
he
Enra
doesn't know the value of things.
Enra would
he knows
add
what he's
in
doing.
some discretion.
Yeah, he knows what he's doing. He definitely knows what he's doing. But yeah, so yeah, he pays for the rooms. She hands him, Bruno, Zella, Darts, and Vera, Alarin, and then Enra, and so that would be 5
rooms.
Yep, 5 rooms. She hands him 5 keys, and he distributes them evenly. The keys are unique, so the keys that are for the twin rooms look like a T handle with the key at the end, and then the queen ones is just the standard, like what you would see, like a brass rounded ended key, like with a loop on the end.
Yep.
So, but yeah, she hands you the keys. He hands the keys out to everyone. So you guys now have the time to just sit in the bar, go up to your rooms for the night, or you can do some other stuff that you want to do.
Brandon, by chance,
Go
what
for
was the suggested time tonight to meet up with
Well after nightfall.
Rictario, Tavia?
Well after nightfall. Your best bet would probably be to assume like between like 11 and midnight.
What time is it now?
It's getting to early.
Does the bar have a clock? Can we
No.
actually find the time?
No, there's a clock.
Like, in terms of sunset.
It's probably getting to dusk. You can see the haze outside from what seems to be dusk.
Yeah, Enros, check out the scrapyard tomorrow.
Okay.
Alarin's going to head to his room and set down his equipment and maybe tune up his instruments again, because it's been some time since he's actually had a chance to tune up his instruments.
Okay.
He's played once or twice out in the field, and he's noticed that the sound's a little off, and so he wants to get his equipment back in order. Can't play at a moment's notice with faulty equipment.
Yeah.
Alright. Enra will start working on a few things.
Up in the room.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Zella has taken her bottle and her attendants up to the room.
Okay.
Vera is going to stumble her way upstairs and attempt to find the room.
Okay. Darts assists you in your motion up the stairs. After the past like 15 minutes of you be like you are like you're feeling it now like hard, like it's not easy movement right now. But yeah, Darts assists you and helps lead you up to the room. Bruno.
Let's see, Bruno's. What will Bruno's do? See, now you got me in the mood for accents. I kind of want to do like a Cockney one.
No, you don't understand. All I thought about right then, as soon as they said Cockney, was the Helsing Abridged episode where the fucking police girl was leading the tour group.
The old
of
man,
old
the old
people.
crew, the old people.
What do I know? I'm Cockney.
I'm uncultured.
I'm uncultured.
um,
Bad people.
what Bruno will do is simply just unceremoniously take his mug of usual wonderful ale and go to the room with it.
Okay.
Nothing special, nothing fancy unless anybody interrupts him, to which he will simply just throw the mug at them and continue to go back to the room.
No one stops you. There are
Okay.
like in the rooms there are small tables where you could have a meal or drinks as well.
Well, Bruno has his own room.
Yep.
That's like Bruno sized, because
Well,
that's what the tavern keeper said.
Well, it's a queen size. It's a queen room. So it's a large bed, a bed close enough to large enough for him.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep. And then Alarin's just gonna wait for an appropriate time to go and meet.
Okay. Is everybody else just?
Rictavio.
Are you
And
telling?
he's not mentioned. He has not mentioned this meeting to
Okay.
anybody.
So he's not mentioning it to anybody. He's just gonna go on his own. Okay. Well, unless anybody else has something else they want to do, we'll just skip right to the meeting between Alarin and Rictavio.
Do I need to pass anything to get out? And like safely make it through the town?
I would say by the time that you're getting prepared to leave, everybody else is asleep. And
Oh, I'm not worried about the people in the tavern. I'm worried about the shit outside.
Ah,
That
no.
the tavern keeper genuinely recommended that we stay inside for.
Well, it's more of just like, don't go outside during the night unless, like, as a general rule, it's pretty dark outside in the night.
Okay.
But again,
Yeah, so I'm gonna wander over to Rictavio's and
okay,
realize that, yes, the trailer that we saw earlier with his name on it, that I remembered is
Yeah.
exactly where I thought it would be.
Okay. Okay. He You
I'll
don't. You
knock on
don't.
the door.
You're gonna knock on it. Okay.
Yeah.
From inside the trailer, you hear this growl, and then it's almost like a purr, as like as you hear footsteps coming from inside. It seems that
Okay.
and the door opens, and inside you see Rictavio and a large Bengal tiger.
Bengal tiger.
Yes.
Is it secured?
Well, it's sitting quietly on the floor.
Besides the growling.
Well, it started purring when you can see Rictavio's hand is on it, and he's like stroking.
Oh, yeah, that's not a big deal. Rictavio has it under control. That's
Yeah.
not a problem.
Unless you piss him off. No, I'm kidding.
Go, my attack tiger!
Wait, what?
Alarin secretly went to meeting with Rictavio without informing anybody else, and
Okay.
he found a Bengal tiger with Rictavio in his carriage.
Okay.
But yeah, Rictavio goes, I'm glad you can make it. Oh my god, I'm just doing that that upturn, that Scottish upturn at the end of every one of my sentences now, no matter what I do.
Do you need to hear another accent? You want to get rid of it?
No, I need to do my
Do your Rictavio accent. Your gruff old man performer accent.
well, it really wasn't. It was more light and cheery, but
Well, it's a light and cheery old man performer accent.
and he goes, he goes, I'm glad you can make it. Let's how about we drop all pretense then? And you see him kind of reach to his glasses, and he removes them, and as he removes them, his form shifts. And you see still an old man, but he's human, and he is wearing not like his clothes and everything change. So like
Okay. So does he look not like a performer now?
he no longer looks like a performer. He looks like
Okay.
someone who spent many a decade on the road traveling and hunting something. And he's got pockets and straps and belts everywhere that seem like you see he's wearing this belt that has like 3 wooden stakes in it that kind of sits on his upper left thigh. You can see that like he has just
All right.
pockets
All right.
and
So
everything.
Alarin's response to his taking off of the glasses and his change in form is he's just gonna comment. All right. Well, I assume you're not actually a performer of the arts then.
Performer is not what I would say. I retell and recant my stories that of my own experiences. I just do it in another shape.
Alarin's response to that would be, well, there is nothing better than a story that is true that nobody will believe.
Yes, well, many of the people in Barovia don't believe much of anything, especially when it comes to anything but werewolves. They have a thing about werewolves. I don't know what it is. They love.
Wolves, you say?
Well, you didn't see all the
I
wolf heads that are on the pikes outside the village, in the tavern?
No, I saw them, but they just looked like normal wolves to me.
Well, that's what
But
happens.
you mention werewolves. We were attacked by a group of men that shifted into another form that I could only attribute as a werewolf.
He stops and stares deep at you, and he goes, "Were any of your party bitten?"
Yes, we had 2 people injured. Bitten specifically. There were some wounds via their claws, but you only asked about the bites, so...
How long has it been?
Fuck,
It's
It's only been like
it's
3
been like
days,
2 days.
right?
It's been like 2 days.
Oh, okay. Well, it's only been a few days since our encounter.
Good. Then we still have time. And you see him like ruffle in some papers, and he pulls out like this thing and this large piece of parchment that he just unrolls, and he's looking at it, and he's like trying to figure out. He kind of puts it up against the wall, takes a dagger and stabs it to the wall, and he's going through it, and he's like, good. We have several days to get this sorted out. Do any of your party use holy magic?
Hold on a moment. What is so severe about these bites?
Well,
Aaron needs more information. He's gonna stammer. It's like, hold up, what's wrong about these bites?
The
They just
curse.
look like normal
The curse.
wounds.
The curse is what's wrong. The curse passes through the venom that comes out of the werewolf bites. We need to get your friends checked out by a holy man. Do any of them possess holy magic?
Well, one of our party is a paladin of some variety, but they were one of the ones that was bitten.
Well, the change hasn't happened yet. We have some time. We have probably, and he's like looking at his star chart again, and like it has like you can see there's like markings and moon cycles and all that stuff, and he looks out the window of the trailer and tries to figure out where the moon is and everything, and he's kind of like, doing all these like calculations. We have about 10 days. If your if your paladin is not sufficient in the holy magic that we need, we must get them to what's the other town? To Krezik, where the bishop there may possess the magic we need to remove this curse before they turn. But we must. But that is not why you came. The woman that the barmaid told you about, she was a student of mine, and I guess the question is, why are you here? Why are you in Barovia? You are not from here. I can tell by your looks and all of your allies' appearances. You're not from Barovia. Why are you here?
We were given invitations by the... Fuck, I don't remember the name of the jester people.
The Vistani.
Vistani! We were given invitations by the Vistani on behalf of the Burgermeister of... fuck, town names!
The village of Barovia.
That was the wrong channel. I meant to go to the general text channel.
the village of Barovia. The Burgermeister there.
Sorry, I just noticed like some pictures. The Burgermeister of
Barovia. Yes. Of the village, yes.
Currently we are traveling with his son.
Yes, I know this man.
He was one of the ones that was bitten.
I see. But we may be able to solve the problem before it becomes a problem. But for now, we will deal with you. You must find my apprentice. Her name is oh my God, what is her name? Esmeralda. If you can find her, she may be able to help you. I assume your goal is to free this land?
At this point, I don't think we've been given a choice, mostly based on some unfortunate circumstances that I may have caused for the group.
Well, that seems unfortunate for you. But
Yes, yes. You're telling me! I haven't told them yet!
um, but she may, Esmeralda may be heading northwest to my tower that I had built a long time ago here in Barovia. It is along Lake Baratok. You may find it there. She is probably staked out there waiting for me to return. But I cannot return.
Is there any particular reason why you don't want to find your apprentice?
There are certain entities in this land that should not know that I am here. That is why I had the disguise and everything. I cannot be seen by certain creatures that walk the night and the day here in Barovia.
Alright, so I'm assuming you probably will not come and speak to my companions about this. Or would you be willing to come and tell them the severity of their injuries?
No. I cannot be seen, and I cannot be heard talking about any more than my fantastical stories while I am in Velaki.
Alright. I am definitely going to have to convince them that this is the best course of action. And I will probably have to mention the curse. Do you mind if I mention your name when I tell them about the curse?
Do not mention me at all.
Alright. This will be tricky. But my oratory skills have never failed me. So.
He goes, that is good. But search out my apprentice. She may assist you in your goals, and perhaps we shall meet again along the road.
Very well.
To Castle Ravenloft.
Very well, Rictavio. It has been enlightening to speak with you, but I must get back. I need to rest for the night, and then I definitely need to speak to my companions in the morning.
Before you go, one last thing.
Yes.
When you meet my apprentice, Esmeralda, make mention of the name Rudolf von Richten, and she will know.
Is that Richten with a K or with a C?
It's Richten.
Okay. I just wanted to write it down.
Okay. He goes, yes, you must quickly return to the tavern to the inn before anything untoward happens. But again, do not mention that we had this conversation to anyone. As little of it as you can, anyway.
I will do my best to not reveal any of your secrets.
And I thank you for that.
Talking about the unfortunate circumstances of my party members.
Quickly
and then,
now.
After saying that, I would head back to the inn.
Okay. And
or attempt to go back with no.
Yeah, you can get back, no problem. It doesn't seem to. Okay. There doesn't seem to be anything out on the streets right at this time of night. But as you leave the carriage, the doors close behind you, and you can hear a loud latching sound as he lowers a bar,
like
and
a big bar or a deadbolt.
Yeah, a big bar, and then a deadbolt, and you hear a lock clamp as well.
I'm just gonna mutter under my breath.
And then the shutters close.
Seems like a little excessive. but knowing what's been happening lately, it doesn't surprise me.
You're like, how do I get me one of those? But yeah, so you return to the inn. And yeah, and I'm assuming you just go to sleep, or do you
Yeah.
brood over what the conversation that you had for a while?
I definitely would end up thinking about how I'm going to break the news to the party in the morning.
Okay.
Strictly because, as of this moment, they don't know I've met Rictavio. They don't know that I have acquired this new information, and according to me and according to them, knowing me as a bard, I'm kind of concerned on how I'm going to convince everybody that this is real and not some story.
Okay.
So I would probably stay up for another couple hours and then
Okay.
go to sleep.
All right. And Enra, you were working on making the haft for your